What's happening, y'all? What's the word? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy CEO Gene, 750 Credit James Group, one half of DNA Wealthy Squad. Y'all know what time it is. And if y'all don't know what time it is, allow me to introduce you to what time it is. If you don't know at this point, CEO Gene stands for creating every opportunity, just empower and never stop, right? So, I've been focusing a lot on credit. Um, and I've been focusing so much on credit because this is something that our culture, black people, African American people, whatever you want to call your highly pigmented, highly melanated self, yeah, that's you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You. Yeah, you. I understand that looking at the numbers, checking the statistics, checking the data, the research, the data points, so on and so forth, our people, black people, African American people, highly pigmented, highly melanated people, are below the average credit line, right? And when I say below the average credit line, I'm talking about people that are below the 600 score, the 500 score. You're in the 400s. You're just starting off in the 300s, and you're not really sure as to what to do next, if you even know what to do first. So, I'm bringing you these videos just to let you know what it is that you have to do first, what you should do first. This is not legal advice. Let me just put that disclaimer right here, right now. This is not legal advice. What this is just me doing research, me looking and studying so that I can bring it to y'all for the people that look like me but don't understand how it actually works. So, if you've paid attention to any of my videos, I've always said leave in the comment section what it is that you want to know more about. If I'm wrong about something, leave it in the comment section. Let me know what I'm wrong about. I do my due diligence to make sure I'm more thorough and accurate with what it is that I'm saying. So, this video is just to kind of reiterate what it is that I'm talking about to make it make sense. So, we know to get the report, right? But then once you get the report, the question still stems like, okay, so what do I do first? How do I dispute? And if you look at some of my other videos, I tell you what to do first. And the first thing that you need to do with getting your credit in order is making sure your personal information is up to date. Making sure you have one phone number, one address, one name on that month. Make sure you got one social, you got one employment. You know what I'm saying? Because you'd be surprised how many negative accounts occur just based on old addresses that you don't even use no more. You don't even live there no more. Like you haven't lived there since you was a kid, right? So, um, this video basically is just to give or to dumb down what is the first step once you get it. Once you get your credit report from the agencies that you can request, and you mark it up, okay? So, excuse me. Start by addressing the letter to the credit agencies that provided the inaccurate information. So your TransUnions, your Experian, your Equifax. We're not even going to talk about the secondaries yet because the ones that we know the most about are the main three: Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. We know those to be the main three, and those three are the ones that we look at to see. And it's a lot more of the secondaries that we have no idea even exist. So, first thing, okay, you want to start by addressing the letter to the credit agencies that provided the inaccurate information, right? So your Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, you want to address them first, okay? And what you're going to want to do when doing these dispute letters is include your full name, your current address, your social security number, or the last four of your social. Whichever one makes you feel the most comfortable, because if your whole social makes you feel some type of way and you're afraid of identity theft, then okay, that's understandable. You can do the last four or you can do the whole thing because these credit agencies already got the whole 9-digit social number. So put the whole number, put the last four. Like I said, they will know based on who you're addressing, which accounts you're addressing, and what it is that they've done wrong. Okay? So once you've included your full name, your current address, and your social, you want to identify the errors on your credit report that you're disputing. And once you identify these, when you draft your dispute letter, you want to include the account name, the account number, and any of the details that are incorrect. So if you got a open date that's wrong across the board, a closed date that's wrong across the board, balance that's wrong across the board, if you got a closed account that's closed that says open, if you got a repossession that still shows open, if you got a personal loan that you defaulted on, if you got a collection, these things are all incorrect and you want to highlight those, and this is what you want to put in your letter. So once you identify that and you start your dispute letter to send off certified mail, by the way, you want to provide documents like your driver's license, a bill that shows your correct information. Now your driver's license and the bill that shows the correct information should match. Okay? Especially when you're, because again, you've changed and you've highlighted the inaccuracies or the incorrect parts of it, right? So, um, once you've highlighted those things, or you've put those in your letters, in your letter, because it's not just one letter. You're gonna send the same letter possibly to all three of the bureaus, the three main agencies, not bureaus, agencies, right? So once you've put that also in your letter, you want to make sure you request from the agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. You want to request an investigation to the errors and remove them from your consumer report or credit report. That's you know what I mean? So once you've identified the inaccuracies, once you've noticed or marked up your consumer report because you've requested your consumer report from all three of the bureaus, agencies, you want to mark that up. Okay? Now you done got that in hand. Inside of this dispute, um, you would also like to know and request a free credit report reflecting the changes made, and if possible, include a return address and phone number in case the credit agencies need to reach you, which we know they probably won't do because they don't do their job like they're supposed to do. You'll send a dispute, they'll tell you it's verified, but then they won't tell you how it's verified. We got laws for that. Stay tuned, plug in, subscribe to the channel, hit that like, turn on the bell, post notifications so you know every time I post a video, because I will be digging deeper into this. I will be going down the rabbit hole with you if this is something that adds value to your life, or if this is something that you actually appreciate and want to do. We was taught as black people credit is king. I'm sorry, cash is king. Let me slow down a little bit. We was taught as black people cash is king. When we know, or we don't know, that 700 plus credit score is equivalent to almost $1 million. How many of us, realistically, how many of us as black people have access to $1 million in funding? And if you find value in this video and you're not African American or black, then this is for you too. Because if your credit is below average and you don't know where to start or what to do, then you found the right channel. CEO Genes, creating every opportunity, just empower and never stop. 750 Credit Genes Group, one half of DNA Wealthy DNA Squad. I will have all of the links in the description box so you can click one and come be a part of the team. Because we here for y'all. I want to help you be who you're supposed to be according to the world we live in. Stop thinking cash is king, because the mindset of our people is you go to work, right? You go to work, you get your check, you live in paycheck to paycheck, And for the most part, your check is dedicated to bills. You want to get your check so that you can pay your bills to stay above water. You want to float. You don't want to sell away. You don't want to actually get to the point where you got the wind blowing you to a different area. You just want to stay afloat. And that's fine. I'm not knocking that. Nobody is. I can't really tell you what to do. You do what you want to do. But what I want to show you and tell you is that the world that we live in is based on credit. You take it to a perspective that for black people, most part, you either become a drug dealer, an athlete, or one of those vigorous jobs that causes high stress, high anxiety for a fraction of what you actually put the work in for, right? Let's get out of that. Let's put our kids in position to start at the start line with every other ethnicity. Let's not give them unfair race, right? Did you catch that? You ain't catch that, whatever. So, here is just a basic example. And if you need to run this video back as many times as you want to, I haven't quite figured out the whole tech savvy, how to input, and I will. Don't do me like that. You know what I'm saying? Work with me because I got you, right? Okay, so like I said beforehand, you want to include a request for your free credit report reflecting the changes made, right? They got to do this. And I'm going to give you some laws too, like 15 USC 1681I, 15 USC 1681 permissible purposes. How about 15 USC or US Code 1602? This is just the definitions for each word pertaining to consumer law. So what you're going to want to do is, if you've ever written a letter before on a professional level or in a school setting where you had to get it graded, you're going to want to include your name. First, last, first, middle, however your name pops up on your consumer report, whatever your name shows on your ID. You want your name, you want your address, you want the city, state, and zip code for where your ID says, because you're going to need an ID and a piece of mail that coincides with the same address, the same name. You're going to want to have that. You can put your phone number if you want to. It's optional. And you can put your email if you want to. It's optional. But it's up to you. You know what I mean? The more information you have to show the validity of you being an actual human, an actual person, you want to put that, right? And then you want to put the date. Here's a little gem. You want to backdate your dispute letter so that the eOscar system doesn't flag you and they actually have to do their job. Okay? Then you want to put the credit reporting agency's name, address, city, state, and zip code, who you're sending it to. Okay? And now here's just a real quick, and again, run this video back as many times as you need to. Pause it, write down what I'm saying, because this is just the basic. It gets deeper as we go into the rabbit hole, but this is just the basic, what it is that you want to say to the consumer reporting agencies on your behalf to let them know they got foul play going on. Now, before I read this, I just want to let you know the disclaimer is, once you send this dispute letter out, you'll know if they're doing their job or if it goes through an automated system by the correspondence that you get back. Most of the time, you'll get a letter in the mail in about 15 to 20 days that lets you know they're processing it, they received it. No, this is a 7-day process. They've received it, they're working on it. Once they send you that letter, another 7 days after that, more than likely they'll send you a letter that says they don't think it was you, And this is how you know if it went through the e-Oscar system or if a person actually did it. So this actually determines how or what you do with your dispute letter, right? So here's just a quick, breakdown of how your dispute letter should look. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Notice to agent is notice to principal. You want to put that because whoever receives it is almost the same person representing the company. So if it's a principal person that receives it, it's the same thing as if it's a mail person in the mailroom that receives it. You're accountable now, right? So here's what you want to say. I am writing to dispute the following information in my credit report. And at that point, you want to list the name of the credit agencies, the account name, the account number of the errors you're disputing. So if you got a credit card that you're disputing, you want to put the name of the creditor on their you want to also put their address, you know what I mean? You also want to put the city and state that they're in because you want them to get it. Again, notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent, right? I have reviewed my credit report and have determined that the information related to the above accounts is incorrect. At this point, you want to provide a brief explanation of the errors and why you believe they are incorrect. And this is a wrong opening date, wrong balance, wrong payment status. You just want to put what you feel or what you see that's inaccurate according to you because you are the consumer and they're reporting on your behalf without your written consent. So this dispute letter is your written consent to them and they have to abide by the law to fix it. Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian are all going through this turmoil right now with civil lawsuits about them not doing what they were supposed to be doing. Okay? Now let me start back over. I have reviewed my consumer report or credit report and have determined that the information related to the above account is incorrect. I am attaching the following documents to support my dispute. List the documents that you have, whether it's a credit report that you can get from myannualcreditreport.com, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. You can request all of these. They're free. Don't cost you nothing, right? I would appreciate if you would investigate this matter and remove and or delete the inaccurate information from my credit report as soon as possible. Thank you for your time and attention. Short and sweet, right to the point. List what they did wrong, let them know what they did wrong, put them on notice. Because if you look at the FTC guidelines, this is what they tell you to do. If you go to the CFPB, this is what they tell you what to do. You can even submit these letters to the Attorney General, the BBB, you know what I'm saying, to just to get the ball rolling even more, okay? But one thing you should pay attention to is, and also remember, the credit agencies are obligated by law to investigate disputes. However, they do have 30 days to complete their investigation and notify you of the results. They got 30 days. Once you send the initial letter off, so if you send it off on the 1st of the month, by law, they have 30 days. We can't change that. This is the law. Just like we can't change the law, they have 30 days according to law to respond or let you know that they're so in this process, in this 30-day process, you're going to get a couple of corresponding letters. They're going to let you know that they've received it and they're working on it. Then they're going to let you know by sending you your credit report or consumer report on what it is that they've done, whether they've deleted it, whether they've verified it, so that we can move on to the next step, right? So just know this is a process. It does not happen overnight. The agencies have 30 days to get back to you. That's a month, right? They got a month to do their job. This is what the law grants them. This is what they have. You know what I'm saying? That being said, it is a good idea to keep a copy of your dispute letter and any supporting documents for your own records. Okay? Because if you leave it up to them, my bad, child, I'm moving this mother a little bit around right quick. If you leave it up to them, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll send you something with a date, and if you don't respond, they'll just call it like you okay with it. So, understand, once you send in this dispute, they got 30 days to get back to you and either fix it or say that it's verified. And if it comes back verified, that'll be for the next video because I can tell you how to get through that. And in this video, I'm not sure yet if I'll have it in my description tag or if it'll be a link that you can just click download for the first initial dispute letter that you would send, and that's the investigation letter. Because the first step, you can actually call TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian and have them update your personal information. Again, the personal information is your name, your address, your phone number, your employment, your social, your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you want to have reported, but it only has to be one. You don't need 5 names misspelled. You don't need 13 addresses that's reporting. You don't need 7 phone numbers that's reporting because you don't use any of these things. You only use one name, one phone number. You only work at one job unless you got a couple of jobs. And my personal opinion, 2 jobs is for 2 people. However, I can't tell you what to do. If you want to work 2 jobs, work 2 jobs. That's fine. However, you do not need no job that you're not working at reporting on your consumer report. Wherever you're working, that's the only job you want to report. Whatever name you use that's on your ID is the only name you want. Whatever phone number you have that people can contact you for business is the only number you want, or personal. Whatever address you have that you currently live in that got bills coming to is the only address you want. Right? That's it. That's all you want. You'd be surprised how many different accounts are attached to old addresses, old phone numbers, old email addresses that you no longer use. So, you just want to make sure your personal information reflects exactly what your ID says. Because you want to make sure any account that does not attach to that isn't there anymore, right? So, let me just go over it one more time for the letter, because again, take your time, run this video back a couple times just so that you can hear what it is that I'm saying when you write your dispute letter. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. I am writing to dispute the following information in my credit report. I have reviewed my credit report and have determined that the information related to the above accounts is incorrect. I am attaching the following documents to support my dispute. I would appreciate it if you would investigate this matter and remove the inaccurate information from my credit report / consumer report as soon as possible. Thank you for your time and attention. Sincerely, your name. You can send this through LetterStream, which is an online portal where you can put this same letter in. You can upload the attached documents that you have. You also need the ID and bill, because you need 2 forms of ID when you want to send this off certified mail so that you can get a receipt. You need a receipt because we don't need these people saying they never got it. Certified mail ensures that they got it and somebody got it. You can spend a couple dollars more to get a return, receipt where someone had to sign for it when they got it so that somebody got it and they have to start working on it. Remember, these agencies are obligated by law to investigate your dispute. However, they do have 30 days to complete their investigation. So whatever you're disputing, they have 30 days to investigate it. You can, according to law, and that's another video, After 7 days, send in another letter to to these agencies about your dispute with your certified mail tracking number and receipt, because these are receipts. These are documents to say you did your job. Now they have to do theirs. Okay? So just remember, they do have 30 days, and if you send another dispute about the same account, they can request more time. So your 30-day initial dispute process can take up to 45 to 60 days if you send in another dispute letter with the same account information. Now it gives them more time according to law to further their investigation, and it takes more time for them to get back to you. So do not worry, don't stress out. You can't change time. Okay? You can't make things happen faster according to the time allowed by law that is supposed to happen. So be patient. The work works. Okay? Once you send your first dispute letter, I can almost promise or guarantee you, once you send out the first step in updating your personal information, you're going to see a result. I can almost guarantee that. And in this particular field and industry, there are no guarantees. I cannot tell you in 30 days everything will be good, you'll have a perfect credit score. What I can tell you is if you put the work in and you update your personal information, you will see something change. I promise you that. That is a guarantee. Update your personal information, you will see something change. Period. Right? So then you send in the information that you're disputing, the inaccurate, incomplete, not true information. Once you send that in, they have 30 days. There's a finesse that you can use, and that's another video. However, for this video, you do understand that they have 30 days to do their investigation. That's a month. So if you do it now in January, by February, if they haven't, done what they're supposed to do, you'll see results by the end of February, beginning of March, depending on the day in which you sent your dispute letter in, certified mail. Right? Again, sincerely, you put your name. Right? And like I said beforehand, it is a great idea, and this is just a suggestion. I can't really tell you what to do. I can only tell you how this type of thing works and how to cover your own butt. Keep a copy of your dispute letter. Even if you write it out, you write your dispute letter and you print it or copy your dispute letter and then send it in certified mail, you keep the original copy because you need to have your receipts to make these people accountable. You keep the original copy. You send them a copy with your ID, with a bill that has the same name and address as your ID, certified mail, with your UPS or postal office certified mail tracking number. And then it's just a matter of holding on, being patient, and waiting on them to do their job. In the meantime, in between time, I think in the next video, I'll discuss how to build your credit profile with trade lines, credit cards, so on and so forth. Because once you start deleting things, you're going to lose points. Let's be clear. You're going to lose points once you start deleting things because you're getting rid of history. And in the process, you want to add positive reporting accounts like trade lines, like credit cards, like secured credit cards, consolidation loans, personal loans, and if you're going to get a car or mortgage. But you don't want to add anything that is going to cause them to check, because this is how they verify, especially if you haven't hushed the secondaries. You want to hush the secondaries, your CoreLogic, your LexisNexis, your Innovis, your check systems. And it's so many more. But that's for another video. We'll get to that later on down the lines. So, if this particular video has given you any value or has helped you in your particular situation or your credit journey, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to the channel, because I'm dropping content like this often. Hit the bell notification so you know every time I post a video so you can stay in the loop and you don't miss nothing. Share the video if you felt like this video helped you and you want to help someone else. Hit the links in my bio. Get your free credit report. Also, plug in with some of the other things that'll help you grow your particular credit situation, because again, we were taught as black people cash is king. Cash is king if you got FI credit. Okay, they go hand in hand. You can have FI credit, no cash, and still get cash. You cannot have a bunch of cash and get high credit, because that's not, you know what I mean, you're risk. Like let's be for real. You're risky having $100,000 and you walking around with, because if somebody robs you, if you lose it, if the wind blows it, you're not gonna get it all back. But if you have FI credit, they can't take that from you. You're the only person that can change your good credit and make it bad credit. And just be clear, there's no such thing as bad credit. It's just misinformation. You don't know how to turn bad credit to good credit, or you don't know how to turn bad credit into cash. That's why I'm here. CEO Genes, creating every opportunity, just empower and never stop. So it's been real. I appreciate y'all. Again, if this video has brought you any value, if you like this type of content, share the video with at least 3 to 5 people. Like the video, comment, let me know that you like the video. Most importantly, for free, subscribe to the channel. It's a little bell to the right of the subscription button that you click and then go to the all. It's like you click it and then go up one. It says all. This just lets you know whenever I post a video, you get notified first. I appreciate y'all. It's all love, and let's get this money.